We are talking about how exactly what we predicted with the, oh, you got to verify your age on porn sites would immediately become roll out to social media. These Santas want the federal government to verify your age online.
No. No.
So the Protecting Kids on Social Media Act, sponsored by a bipartisan group of traitors, features several flawed policies drawn from recent state and federal social media proposals, and it would require social media platforms, so Twitter and YouTube, to verify the age of every would-be user. Platforms could allow the unverified to view content, but not to interact with it or other users. After providing age verification to register an account, underage teens would need proof of parental consent. Those under 13 years old would be completely barred from registering accounts. Okay, so ignoring all that, this is literally ID for social media. This has nothing to do with children. It is about getting ID, so when someone says something on the internet you don't like, you can send the SS around to steal their gollywogs.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a Bobcat has a good point. If he had a successful site, he'd just close down service to Canada and tell them they'd be back when they vote in someone who changed a ridiculous law.
Yeah.
Funny you should mention that.
Yeah.
People are whining that Pornhub has blocked Utah.
Yeah. I've got no problem with that either way.
Mm-hmm.
How much porn do the Mormons watch anyway?
More than you'd expect, but less than you.
Yeah, but why would they watch Pornhub? Pornhub got rid of the kiddie porn.
Oh no, they're looking for, like, you know, instead of like threesome, it's like 12-some or something like that.
Sexy goats near you.
No, that's Alibaba.com.
Alibaba.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
40,000 sheep.
Yeah, got to shag somehow. Yeah. Yeah, that's like, I really dislike this sort of thing because it's performative. It doesn't actually accomplish anything.
Yeah. And so my big problem with this reaction is the people who are going, oh, Pornhub's upset that Utah asked them to make sure only adults can access the site. No, you fucking idiots. It's because Pornhub doesn't want to fork out the hundreds of thousands of dollars for a whatever amount of money that Utah makes them in fucking ads to collect and store personally identifiable information.
Yep. And then also be liable for that if it gets hacked.
Mm-hmm. Why would they want to be liable for that when they can just go, you know what, Utah, fuck off?
Yep.
It's not because Pornhub wants kids to see porn. If Pornhub could magically check a box on the back end and go, nobody under 18, they'd do it in a heartbeat because it would protect them from liability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they aren't going to want to spend God knows how many hundreds of thousands of dollars implementing a age verification system that would need to receive and track some form of identification. Like, fuck me dead, Comcast can't be trusted to manage your information. Why the fuck would you trust Pornhub? In Australia, just this year alone, 2 banks and 2 telecommunications companies and a health insurance company and the government have all leaked people's driver's licenses.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's like they have a problem.
Yeah, and you fucking muppets want Pornhub to be collecting personally identifiable information. For fuck's sake. And yes, it's also performed a bullshit because anyone under 18 will just get a VPN and pretend they're from Texas. Or California, where apparently the age of consent's like 3 weeks from conception.
There you go. At least you corrected yourself.
Yes. And yeah, they're like, no. The average age that most kids were first exposed to porn is 12 years old. Yet they're not finding it on the internet, and if they are, what the fuck are the parents doing? Stop demanding government intervention because you're shit parents.
Well, that's the thing. We've moved into a society where personal responsibility is pushed off onto the government. And there is no personal accountability. There's nothing where you are responsible for your actions. But you know what? By God, we can make and humiliate someone for doing the wrong thing because they said someone's pronouns wrong.
Yeah. No, Bottom Cat says, ridiculous argument. If people are watching it that are under 18, it's the parents' fault. Period. In before I'm a parent. Yes. Base Sape says Pornhub don't exactly have the best track record for caring about kiddie porn. Did they have to remove like 6% of their content because it was illegal? Not quite. Some kiddie porn was found on Pornhub. Pornhub freaked the fuck out because they didn't want to face the liability, and they suspended the entire bloody site and gave people a time period in which to verify. And if you didn't verify, all your content was deleted.
Fair enough.
So 60% of their content wasn't verified. It wasn't 60% kiddie porn. It was 60% didn't want to give Pornhub their fucking photo ID.
And I'm okay with that. I mean, yeah, it's one of those. It's like as useful as porn can be, and if you're in the unfortunate categories, it's still never a great thing.
No. But this goes back to personal responsibility and addictive personalities and parents doing their fucking jobs. Like these psychopaths here. Like, fucking Redux are not actually protecting kids properly. So some idiot says, we're collectively responsible for the safety and well-being of children. Someone who's not an idiot says, don't, we're fucking not. That's right. Unlike you fucking child communists who want to share the children amongst everyone. No. Other people's kids aren't my problem. Do you know what? In fact, no kids are my problem. Because I don't have any. It's not my responsibility to care about other people's kids. Do I elect to do so because children deserve to be protected from pedophiles? Yes, but it's not my responsibility. Okay, no, that's not quite right. Every able-bodied adult has the responsibility to chip pedophiles, but that's beside the point.
I'm going to go.
I would term it
it's
a
not
duty
responsibility.
rather than a
there we go.
responsibility.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. But no. It is not the government. The government shouldn't be controlling who can access what websites. And we predicted this every time someone mentioned, age verification on porn. I'm like, when's it going to be Twitter? When's it going to be Twitter? Oh, look, it's fucking Twitter.
Yep.
So now if you want to go, according to this, if you want to go on Twitter and talk about how, how Joe Biden is a dirty fucking. Well, now the FBI will have your fucking photo ID to come get you.
Yeah. To be fair, before all they had was your ISP.
Yes.
Hi, Tim.
But also, here's a thought experiment.
Oh, no, we're talking about American stuff, so it's Tim.
Here's a thought experiment, though, for all these idiots who keep whining about this. It may not be as effective to the ultra right wing, but let's imagine that everything the left fears comes true, and a racist neo-Nazi homophobe takes office and implements a law that says gay people will be stoned.
All right. So when's Biden passing this?
Yeah. So what happens when when a gay person goes and watches some gay porn on Pornhub? And then they keep track of that. And then they release it to the government, and the hit squads come out.
Mm-hmm.
This is the kind of shit you're now. But granted, that's a wild, far-flung theory. But it's why these kinds of records shouldn't be bloody kept. Now, if you want to require ID for uploading to porn sites, that's a different fucking conversation entirely, and there might be some validity to it. Because maybe we do want to know who is uploading the porn with people, with actors of questionable ages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, verification from the uploader side. You're willing to engage in these things, so why shouldn't you go the extra step if you're trying to make a profit?
Well, that's it. You better be reporting your porn earnings to the IRS anyway.
Yeah, hell, I mean, how many thoughts got patrolled because they weren't reporting as they should have been?
Not enough.
Exactly.
Callum says wild flung theory for now. Tristan says it's not a wild far flung theory when the government of Iran implements the same policy. Yeah, good point. Good point. What if Iran turns around and asks Pornhub for the ID of all the users from Iran?
Nope, won't say that. Not even on Rumble.
Major says, this isn't about someone else's responsibility to protect your kids, it's about how it's not anyone else's responsibility to restrict themselves to make your job as a parent easier. Yes. And it's amazing how the parents are like, oh, it's so hard to control their online access. What the fuck are you talking about? Take phone, stick in safe.
Yeah. Take
phone, stick up ass.
That would be mean.
No, not the kids are
evil.
Yes. What do you mean that I can't let the tablet raise, educate, and babysit my child while I'm busy over here making content for OnlyFans? No thought.
Exactly.
Go raise your fucking kid. Like somehow women manage to be both professional whores and raise kids before the internet. Go ask your mum. She'll tell you. Oh, Lord.
Oh, that's terrible. Probably not wrong in a lot of cases, but terrible.
No, very right, probably.
Yes. It's not like it's generational or anything, is it?
Yeah.
It's like every other vice. The government should keep the fuck out of it.
Yep.
It's like all this fucking public health fascism. Oh, we're going to increase the price of cigarettes. Oh, we're going to make vaping illegal without a prescription. How about you go fuck off? All the way off. Right off the end of the pier. Long walk, short pier, fuck off.
Is marijuana legal in Australia?
No.
Isaac?
Of course not.
Okay.
Based.
People like marijuana, so anything that might cause fun is illegal.
Yeah, no. What I was thinking about was if they put a vape ban in, then people who have medical marijuana are going to have a bit of a hard time vaping it.
What medical marijuana?
Fair.
And they do say prescription, so I assume that's fine. But they just need to fuck off in general. It's none of the government's business, people's health. And this is why the Republicans have a very valid point about public health care. When the government's paying, then they start looking at the cost-benefit analysis of you smoking or you living.
Mm-hmm.
It's when they start doing research on whether it would be cheaper to just kill you. See, the Times Canada's done it.
Tristan Armstrong in chat points out to Didger that the clerk at the convenience store has to restrict himself when an 11-year-old tries to buy a hustler. These laws aren't anything new, just harder to implement online.
No, it's
the difference there.
We're not talking about the kid. The kid's irrelevant. Don't care. Yeah. I don't care if no kid ever accesses porn again. In fact, that's a good thing. It's not about stopping the kid. Stopping the kid is good. It's what you have to do to stop the kid, which is violate everyone else's privacy. If I can go and buy alcohol, and half the time I won't be asked for ID because, sadly, I look old now. Yeah.
Oh well. But my point about bringing that up was that the clerk is not restricting himself to protect the 11-year-old. The clerk is restricting himself to protect himself from losing his fucking job and the business
also
going
notice you'll also notice that, say, for alcohol and things like that, and for pornography in particular, it's not actually illegal for the child to possess it. It's illegal to sell it to them.
Yeah.
So but yeah, it's not about the kid. It's about the privacy violations for everyone else. The clerk at the liquor store or the clerk at the gas station when you go to buy your Hustler, they don't keep the information on your ID. That's not permanently associated with you. And if you're old enough, they won't even bother. They'll just go, is he definitely old enough that I'm not going to get in trouble? Yes. And that's the way it's always been. Oh, you need to be 21 to buy alcohol. Ah, well, you look 40, so here's your booze, fuck off.
I'm only
They say to the 18-year-old.
Yes, pretty much.
But yeah, but that's a fair thing, because I think we all have been in positions where we have had to evaluate someone's age and maturity and whatnot. And you pick up on the maturity very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what the topic is, but you can very much go like, okay, this person is able to handle X or Y, or okay, this 50-year-old is so degenerately immature that they can't handle looking at a fucking Hustler. That sort of thing very instinctively.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's on the parents to control internet access, and whether that is by implementing some kind of blocking program on the devices or the whole Wi-Fi network as a whole, or it's by not allowing the child unsupervised access to technology. Oh, but kids need to... No, fuck off. We all did fine without it. I mean, shit. I think basically we're... Arnie, you're Gen X, aren't you?
Me?
Yeah.
Just barely.
Yeah. Which side?
Just barely not boomer.
Yes. So, on the panel here, we're all either Gen X or early Gen Y-ish. So we all grew up in I think most of the chat's gonna be the same. So we all grew up in that weird time frame where we had computers at school but not at home.
Yep.
And guess what? We can all use computers now just fucking fine.
I remember back in the 80s when I was a very young child, getting to play like Sticky Bear or some damn educational program at the local library, because my parents sure as hell weren't having a computer at home. It took another damn 10 years for me to have a home computer. So.
Yep.
It was a really big luxury back then.
Exactly. Yeah. And don't pretend for a second that you couldn't get porn on the old GSM phones. As soon as they had at Google, there was porn on them.
Oh, hell, you could get that on the old TDMA phones.
Yeah.
If you were patient enough.
You could get porn games on cassette.
Yes.
VIC 20.
Yes.
And all you needed to copy that was 5 minutes left alone with a twin tape recorder.
Yep. Well, I mean, hell, I remember I was probably like 13 years old, maybe not even that old. And we would go on field trips, and one of my friends would Mr. Teacher Man, I need to go and call home. And he'd call, phone sex hotlines. And we'd all sit around giggling as little kids, and it's just like, wow, it's always been there. It's always kind of been there. Granted, now it's much more explicit in some ways.
Yeah,
much
but
more
that's
pervasive
only
than
because-
others too,
also,
yeah.
don't pretend that kids didn't have porn before computers.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, hell, you look at like some older, movies and what I'm like. Playboy goes back into the 50s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Things like that.
everyone remembers the mythical Playboy in the bush.
Yep.
You mean the bush and the Playboy?
Yes.
So we're talking 80s, so yeah.
Yeah.
But kids have had access to porn as long as I mean, for fuck's sake, humans have been drawing porn since before they were human.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only thing that's changed is the ease in which it can be spread.
Yeah. And I think it's worth saying, maybe we should slow it down as much as we possibly can. Not exposing, but that's a parent's problem. That's not a society problem.
Well, that's the thing. In a lot of countries, it is legal for a parent to give a child alcohol before they turn legal age.
Mm-hmm.
It's then
And
on
it
the
should be.
yes, and it's then on the parent to determine if and how much. As should also be the case for unrestricted internet access.
Definitely.
And
I mean,
and none of this, the kids' privacy crap. No, it's not their device. They cannot buy a cell phone and they cannot enter into a contract with a provider. They have no privacy. It is not their device.
no child under the age of 18 should have any expectation of privacy. As much as I'm a privacy kind of guy,
As much as I believe that parents need to understand that sometimes Jimmy does take an extra half hour in the shower, and the kids should be allowed to close their door from time to time, they don't need to be in there with a cell phone.
no.
Like, how are you going to... Like, leaving aside the porn for a second, all this online bullying that's apparently a fucking problem. Take the phone. Now how you do online bullying.
Exactly.
Child molesters grooming kids via Skype. Take the phone, not a problem.
Yep. And let's be honest, kids need a level of bullying.
Yes.
And it's more because they need to learn how to stand up for themselves. And also, you need to know where you've pushed the limit a little too hard as a bully, and somebody comes in, breaks your fucking nose, and you learn your lesson.
Yes.
And
Sometimes a corrective ass kicking is required to build character. Where were we? Parents should stop being fucking lazy and do their pissing jobs and stop demanding that other people should give up their privacy because of it.
Yep.
Like, all these kids that died that committed suicide because of online bullying wouldn't have happened if you'd taken their pissing phone off them.
And it wouldn't have happened if they had been taught to confront.
Need a second. I'll be right back.
All right.
Yes, that too. But yeah, it's like you confront a bully, and things change in two levels.
Well, that's why bullies like online bullying so much.
They need to,
less for getting punched in the face.
I mean, a broken nose or a dislocated shoulder gets somebody to leave you alone a hell of a lot faster than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I know from experience because I was on both ends of that. I did the dislocating, and somebody tried to dislocate me, and I'm like, maybe I've stepped over that line.
Yes, but no, and like porn, ID for porn's bad enough because it should be none of the government's business what porn you watch.
Yep.
But it's not even a slippery slope. It's blatant fucking freefall, and that gets you age verification for social media.
And then things start falling apart.
Yes. How are you meant? Can you raise your hands if you'd be in the Sultan's Discord server if Discord required photo ID? Yeah, didn't fucking think so. And that's all the government gives a shit about. They don't care about protecting kids. They care about opening the door for age verification for internet access, so that they can get it through to social media, so that when Nazi scum like Trudeau want to cancel Canadians' details, it's so much easier.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hello to Cells Free. I think we've got a new participant in chat, so welcome. Let's see. They say all social media should be outlawed for anyone under 25. Maybe a bit extreme. When the brain is fully formed or 18 at the youngest, 0 phones with internet access, simple 4-button phones, call mom, dad, grandparent, 911. I don't disagree, but I would also say that maybe the 4-button phone is a little too limited.
Yeah, it should be like a 9-button phone or something.
Basically, go standard phone. Maybe you could text message, no cameras, no nothing.
Like
nothing.
I would be what would be ideal is one of those cheap, shitty smartphones, but neutered in such a way in firmware that it can only dial pre-programmed numbers. So mum, dad, grandma, grandpa, other grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, select friends, school, obviously 911.
I will say what you do is basically in that similar vein. You just limit it to phone calls, period, and there's no way to delete your call logs from that.
Well, I wouldn't just limit it to phone calls.
Restrict.
Like, it's... I'd go... Well, it depends on the age. I think there's value in a 3-button... In, what is it? The 4-button phone, but modern for, like, 12-year-olds. And...
Oh, yeah.
Something a bit different for, like, 16-year-olds. But... Yeah, something where you can't delete text messages, or all the text messages are relayed to another device or something.
Basically, something where a good involved parent will be able to review all the texts, all that sort of thing.
Yeah. Something where the parents can jump onto, I don't know, a web portal, and it'll be fine, it'll be safe, because the camera won't even be installed. There won't be a camera.
Yeah.
And then they can look at the text messages and give the... Okay, here's where I reckon the compromise is. Give the parents the option of whether to make a whitelist or blacklist. So whitelist is where, you can only call the numbers in this list, as opposed to you can call everything but this. Give it to the parents' choice. So maybe they can decide, you're 16 now, you can make your better decisions, I'm going to turn off the whitelisting so you can call whoever you want. But I'm still going to be checking your text messages and your phone logs.
And that, I think, is a much fairer compromise.
Mm-hmm.
And, because I'm sure there will be people that would foolishly make arguments, well, what about, navigation or extras that come with smartphones
but where the
these days.
fuck
It's like,
is a teen...
learn to read a fucking map.
Next question, where the fuck is a teenager going that requires navigation? A teenager shouldn't be going anywhere that they don't already know how to get to.
I mean, I would have kind of fallen into that gray area where I went to, some families, homes in very disparate states, but I already knew how to fuck to get there. So
yeah. And I mean, that's what I'm saying. Maybe a kid doesn't need directions on how to get to Uncle Joe's ice cream emporium.
Yeah.
Like where the fuck? Where
Why
the?
did it have to be Uncle Joe?
Yeah. But
Because Corn Pop was a bad dude.
yeah. There's no reason that we can't. There's no reason that we can't take the phenomenal modern technology we've got and design a phone that can be as free or as locked down as the parent decides. If you want your 14-year-old making unrestricted phone calls, fine. If you don't want them calling anyone but you and grandma until they're 16, fine. Hell, even make it a whitelist for different things. Okay, you're 13, you can now text your friends. I still see the logs, you can text your friends, but you can't call anyone.
Yep. And oh, hey, by the way, you're thinking about sexting Mr. Abdul that you found online who's really sweet and knows how you really feel. Yeah, that shit's not happening.
Exactly, because the parents can see it. And we'll have none of this online bullying shit either, because the parent sees and then the parent can pull the data. We'll make it so that the parents can pull all the metadata from the that would be relevant, and then turn around to the local police and go, you need to send someone around to put the fear of God into this little heathen.
Yep. Yep. I mean, and that's the thing, is Mark who's talking about, kids' phones don't necessarily need to have be modern smartphones. Just get old school Nokia. It's a little old, or flip phones but.
So here's the thing.
I think,
none of this technology was on those phones.
Yeah.
And those phones don't grow with the age of the child.
Yeah. And I think, we're all coming to the conclusion that you need to have the parents able to scale a phone to the child's competence.
Exactly.
Over anything else.
Like, I think it would be reasonable to say that most of us here were internet savvy enough by the time we were 16 that we could be allowed a lot more leeway than a lot of current 16-year-olds.
Yeah. I mean,
I wouldn't say that, but then again, I was 19 before I actually accessed the internet the first time.
Yeah, but the internet didn't exist when you were 16. What do you want about?
It's true.
But yeah, I'd imagine that most of our chat is millennials and Gen X. And I imagine that most of them were a lot smarter by 16 than a lot of people are now by 25.
Or hell, like 55.
I mean, to be fair, most of us are more mature at 16 than some of our peers are now.
Fair.
Yeah, that's not a stretch at all.
No. Cells3 says, all great ideas. The whitelist idea that can grow with the children, their maturity level is a great one. Yeah, that's why I think that some kind of custom smartphone would be the way to do it. You can have your touch screen, you can have your approved educational games, but it's in the firmware what you can and can't do. But whether it can be locked down to whitelist or blacklist or this, that, or the other.
Well, and I think we have to be aware that because the nature of children is what it is, they will tend to adapt to new technology much easier because their brain is fungible and they can really dive into that. But parents still need the ability to safeguard their children.
Yeah. And I think that's where the trick lies, giving them the ability to hone their settings to the child's level. Like, you could have a whitelist of websites.
Yeah.
If you wanted to. If
so,
you wanted,
you need to check email for school projects or something like that.
Yep, you need you need a shitty county school webmail, and you need. I was going to say Wikipedia, but then I remember that that's a bit hot. No, you don't need access to any online encyclopedias. You can have you can have the Weather Bureau. You can have where'smama.com. Something like. No, not the porn site.
Oh.
I thought that was Where's Mommy?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh.
I'm making shit up and it sounds really bad. I'm good at this game.
Yeah. Yes, but it can't be that fucking difficult to make a shitty smartphone that can be whitelisted.
Chinese owned?
Well, maybe that's the hard part, but it can't be that difficult to implement whitelists. Like, fuck me dead. Chromebooks are already a thing. Are you telling me that you can't spend 10 seconds to update the fucking Chromebook software so it's whitelist based instead of blacklisted? Like, Chromebooks are a brilliant idea for kids if the parents have control.
Yeah.
Like, the average teenager does not need administrator access on their computer. Oh, Lord above. And then it's on the parents to control what they can access. Once the kid hits 18, if they don't like it, they can buy their own fucking phone. Don't whine about the free shit you've got.
Yep.
But no. We've got to blame the people who don't want to collect people's photo ID in order to give them porn. That's who we've got to blame, not the parents who haven't taught their kids that porn is bad. Also, we're going to talk about fucking porn, are we? Is porn at 12 really the problem, considering the actual porn are being shown to them at fucking 5 by these pedophile teachers? Somehow, I don't think...
Yeah, fair.
Like, the teachers are trying to show them actual porn. Like, come on. Oh, dear me. Oh, Lord. So, what do we want to look at next? My Lord.
Everything and nothing. Something to horrify the audience.
If you enjoyed this clip from the Sounds of Chardonnay podcast, please consider joining us live at 2 p.m. London time every Saturday.